Again, a very familiar problem, lads, at higher level for the ellipse question. You're asked to recreate a portion of your ellipse. So I've just set up this kind of quick question. It's typical of what would be asked. You're usually given 2 points, A and B. Now, they mightn't be connected to the ellipse. It could be off in some other part of the drawing, but I've just connected them. We're given a distance between them of 60, and you can see we have this curve that we have to create off our ellipse. Okay? So the way I've set up the question is that section from A to B is identical to a portion of the ellipse. So what you do is you obviously have your ellipse drawn first. What I would kind of hope that you would be able to do is you should be able to imagine what part of the ellipse am I actually replicating here. So would anybody have any idea? The side, yeah. You're looking at the side of the ellipse and you're basically flipping it over by 90 degrees and then you're putting it in place. So it could be this part of it, or it could be the right hand side of it, and basically you're bringing it up towards this direction. Okay, we all clear and being able to visualize that? Okay, so looking at our ellipse, first of all we just take reference to where point A and B are. They're 60 apart, and then it's obvious from the setup of the question that they're centered. So that means that from your center line you're measuring out 30 to the right and 30 to the left. So that should be the first thing you'll do. Okay, I've just drawn a standard ellipse here. So off my center line I'm going to measure out 30 to the left and 30 to the right. Now if I was to bring those lines straight up, they'll cut the curve, and that's given me point A and B. Okay, so should be okay so far. Now, as we said, we've identified just by looking at it that we're going to be taking the side of the ellipse and flipping it over. So I'm going to go with the left hand side. You could go with the right, it would be correct as well. I'll go with the left. As we said, the width of the portion that we have to take is going to be 60. Okay, so we have to take a portion of the ellipse away that's 60 in width. So the same as we've done here, measuring out 30 either side, we're going to do the same on the side. So we're measuring up 30 and we're measuring down 30. When we draw those two lines, they will cut the curve of the ellipse in two separate locations. So that's going to be my point A, and that's going to be my point B. Okay? So basically I can box that off, and what I have to worry about is this section of the ellipse. I have to take it and transfer it up here. Now in order to do that, I don't need to go drawing any minor or major axis or anything along that lines. What I can do is simply take a number of height references and then transfer them up to the new position. So if we have a good rounded figure like 60, it's easy to break that up. We can break it up into tens, let's say. If you had a more uneven number, you could use your bisecting of a line method. So I'm going to break it up into 6 separate sections, and I'm going to draw a horizontal line from each of those until it cuts the curve. I'm going to replicate those lines up in the new position. So again, I'm going from A to B, breaking it up into tens, and I'm drawing my vertical lines. If you want to number these, it might help you as well, just to make it clear. Okay, but I think it's pretty obvious what's going on. So we'll take the one that's closest to A first. Okay, you can call that section 1. We'll take the height of it with our compass. So we're looking for where line number 1 hits the curve. We take that and we mark it off along our new portion. Now just be careful, something that you might overlook is where you're actually marking it from. Remember that we joined A to B with a straight line, so we'd have to do that up here as well. And we're marking from that straight line up. We're not marking from the curve, we're marking from the straight line upwards. Right, so just complete that for all 6 of the sections. and then you're going to end up with your curve. Okay, so that was all taken height 1, height 2, 3, 4, 5, and then A and B on either side.